The energy of this meditation is very strong, and at times it can intimidate people, and people set up kind of blocks and resistances to it inside themselves. But, the goal of this energy and the goal of this meditation is really the goal of what every single human being in this world is trying to attain. And that's just to be at peace with themselves, to be happy, to find in their heart love, joy, ability to communicate with other human beings, to feel human in this world, a world in which so much of the energy, is exactly the opposite of that. So we need an intense energy because we have a lot of resistance. We've been conditioned since almost the time we're born, understand, to live with certain patterns and certain habits. And in order to find, that deep and profound inner peace, we have to let go of them. We have to become a child of God. We have to become free of ourselves because the only person who keeps us from doing this is us. And in order to get free of oneself, we need to work deeply inside to develop a system that connects us with higher energy in the universe. Now, this is not impossible to do because we are born with all the tools that can make it possible for us to do it. And it just takes a commitment to growth, a commitment to your own inner life, to the people in your life who you want to love with, unconditionally. You want to be able to give to them and do for them in an unconditional way. Well, one can't do that if they're trapped in a prison they've manufactured for themselves. So the goal is to get free of oneself. And yes, this energy is strong. But, I when I was younger and I first began to sit in this kind of energy, yeah, there was resistance. And then I would say to myself, what do you want, Stuart? Do you want plum cake and pudding? Or do you want really, an intense form of inner work that'll force you to build a system inside that will connect you with God, that'll get you strong enough to be able to live peacefully in a very difficult world? Just having that kind of inner strength to be at peace with the kind of world that we live in, it requires a depth of work and an intense energy that enables us to do it. Because the goal is what? Why are we born here? When you think we're born here to make money, are we born here to have possessions? Yeah, all of that's part of it. But the part of it that it really is can we be successful in our karma and not be imprisoned by our karma? So does the success teach us, you understand, how to surrender the success? So we can live with all of the wonderment and all that karma has to give us and the money and the this and that, and at the same time not be imprisoned by it. We don't recognize it as God. We recognize it as truly stepping stones to get closer and closer to God. So there's nothing wrong with having success in this world. In fact, it's an important thing because nobody is free of success until they've had it. They're capable of detaching from it. Does anyone have a question?
Stuart, this is Emma.
Yes, Emma.
Would you like to speak about transference of consciousness Transmutation of the soul across many lifetimes and physical incarnations.
Well, look, yes, I mean, I speak about this a lot, Emma, and look, the universe is very tolerant. The universe has a lot of patience for all of us. It gives us many, many, many lifetimes to learn the things I'm talking about. Now, if we want to learn them in this lifetime, we free ourselves from consistent reincarnation into a world of pain and suffering and difficulty you know, and we become one with God. We become a child of God. And and I think this is what it's about. The difficulties we go through in life are a reminder that we need to build an inner life that is strong enough to learn how to be at peace with ourselves, to learn how to connect with a higher force of energy in the universe. Not to know more than other people, not to be better than anybody else, understand, but to have that humility in one's heart that enables us to recognize the real teacher, as I say it all the time, is life. And if we have enough humility to sit in front of life, and I'll put it, if we have enough strength in ourselves and a developed chakra system to let our karma teach us what we need to learn to get to God, understand? Then the consistency of reincarnation comes to an end. We have learned what we have learned, come to the earth to learn. And that ultimately is just to be a happy human being. And if we don't learn that, and we're still bitching and complaining about life at the time of death, they just take us to the bardo and prepare us for another incarnation to finally learn how to be free of all this stuff. Now, I mean, people say this is all metaphysical. Yeah, I mean, nobody can learn, you know, the depth of knowledge they have to learn in one lifetime. And I can't believe there's anybody sitting in this class who hasn't been here at least 25 times, evolving and growing and being prepared, to truly become one with God. And we've all been monks and we've been nuns and we've been, you know, we've been criminals, we've been murderers, we've been everything that life presents to us. We have done it. We have been there in some incarnation. And all of that has taught us how to be sitting in this kind of meditation class, to truly work on ourselves to attain a state of freedom, a oneness with God, to be free of all this. And it doesn't stop. The soul continues to evolve. Then there are other levels and it incarnates on other levels in which it needs to learn something else in order to continue to evolve on its journey to the bosom of God. So, we shouldn't put people down because we've all been those people. In some incarnation, we have done what we see in the world. I know in my incarnation, I've done a bunch of it. I really have, I mean, I won't tell you the story of my life, but it's really been very interesting to arrive at a place sitting here and doing meditation of this depth. I mean, when I think about it, my heart just goes zing. This is truly a miracle that you have come through all the things you've come through in life to be sitting here doing this kind of meditation, this kind of inner work. So, I mean, a lot of people don't believe in reincarnation. Well, I have no answer to them. And I know I believe in it because I don't believe anybody can master this in one lifetime. takes time and evolving and growing and learning and suddenly becoming at peace with ourselves and at peace with a crazy world. We no longer see it as crazy. We see it as a teacher telling us how important it is to live with an open heart and to love God. And I think that's the wonderment of it all. It's like a great kaleidoscope of karma that's there to teach us what we need to learn so that we don't have to go to the next incarnation. And if we don't learn it, we can't complain. We just go and continue the learning process. And the ultimate goal is God is love. I mean, it's that simple. God is love. And love is an impossibility if the heart is closed. If there isn't joy and happiness and in a human being's heart. Does anyone else have a question? Great question, Emma. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes?
Anna, I'm afraid of a fire in me during the meditation. So when I see the fire, I can handle it. But when I feel burning in my body, I'm panicking. So my question is how to balance this fire element in me.
When you see a what in your body?
Fire, I'm fine. But when I begin to feel it, my skin is burning, my head is burning, my stomach in pain, I begin to panic. So my question is how to balance this fire.
You, Anna, you're doing it. It's not a question. You coming to meditation classes, each and every one of them is getting you strong enough to balance out all this stuff. Now you have to have patience with Anna. It took you a lifetime to get here to this stuff. It's not going to go away in 2 weeks, a month, three. It's going to go away. But step by step, incrementally, it will go away. You will build a system where all the things you just described will disappear. But have patience with yourself. My God, dear, you've come such a long way since I've known you, got to know you. And I can see the future. You can't see it. I can see that if you continue growing this way, you know, you're going to be a completely different. I mean, I am a completely different person than I was 2 years ago. And I mean that. When I was younger, when I first started teaching this, I was such an intense, angry guy, you know, and in time it goes away. You begin to grow inside and you find that, hey, I don't need to live that. You get the strength inside that keeps you from having to live that way. So have a little patience. I have patience with you. Now you have patience with yourself, okay? Right, dear. Because I can see the future of what your life is going to become if you have a little patience and continue to work on yourself in the kind of depth you're working. And everything isn't going to be hunky dory. There's going to be problems. There's going to be problems. I still have things that come, my God, and all they tell me is, Stuart, open your heart in greater depth. And I hope that's clear, Anna, because as I say, I've seen the growth and it gives me an enormous amount of patience with all the things you've described. And I can see the future if you continue to grow this way. And frankly, you can't live with this idea that problems are going to completely go away. They're not. But you will master them. You will learn how to transform them into an open heart, into love, into a spiritual life. Does anyone else have a question? I have some announcements to make. We're having another retreat in October, the first week end in October, I think it is. And if you're interested in coming, let us know. I think there's already about 12 people that have signed up. So there's still room for more. So if you want to come, let Jennifer or myself know. And I recommend it. If you can do it's something, it's a weekend that is beyond my, understanding. It goes so deep. It opens people in such a profound way. Right, Sarah? Good testimonials. Also, my book, I think in 2 to 3 weeks, I will have copies of my book called Rudra Meditation, Transforming, tension into joy and love. And, you'll be able to order them from me or from, I guess, Amazon or from, I don't know where else. If you order them from me, you'll get a signed copy of the book. I will ship to you. And I'm going to have discounts. You buy X number of books, it's going to be really cheap. It'll be a very inexpensive gift to give to somebody in your life. Anyway, I'm really excited about this. This is, I think, an important book I've written, and I'm excited to be able to, think that I'm going to be able to share it with other people who hopefully can learn something important for themselves and their own growth. Does anyone else have a question you'd like to ask? One other thing, I'm really open to new people coming here. So, if you know people that are interested in kind of work we do, I'm very open to it. Have them get in touch with me, and I'll make sure that they learn the exercise and they can attend class. And that's all over the world, in South America and Europe and everywhere. There's the time frames of the classes can fit into anybody's schedule. Okay, there are no more questions. God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be class on Tuesday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you and bless you all.
Thanks, Stuart. Good night. Bye.
Bye.